Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Today's journey, the quote comes from Dr. Bruce Lipton, who wrote a book called The Biology of Belief, which is a very clear demonstration how everything in our bodies follows the thoughts we think, the beliefs we have. Somebody, good morning. Awesome seeing you. I really love to dig into the science of how we are put together, and sometimes it feels a bit like I've been given the operator's manual to this vehicle that I'm driving around here on planet Earth. And slowly I'm understanding more of what all the buttons and the switches do. Today's meditation is the journey of the chemistry that happens in our bodies while we meditate. So sometimes we don't find the time to meditate, but it is at least, I think, helpful to sit down as regularly as possible and realize that everything that happens up here has an influence on everything else. The perception in your mind, whatever it is that your mind thinks, is reflected in the chemistry of your body, from one thought to the next. The chemistry in every cell of your body is adjusted. This means that you can literally change the fate of your cells by changing your thinking. Anthony, very good to see you, man. Good evening. Maggie, a very good morning. Linda, a very good morning to you. So here's a quote from Dr. Bruce Lipton in his book, The Biology of Belief. He says, "Because we are not powerless biochemical machines, popping a pill every time we are mentally or physically out of tune is not the answer. Drugs and surgery are powerful tools when they are not overused, but the notion of simple drug fixes is fundamentally flawed. Every time a drug is introduced into the body to correct function A, it inevitably throws off function B, C, or D. It is not gene-directed hormones and neurotransmitters that control our bodies and our minds. Our beliefs control our bodies, our minds, and thus our lives. Just like in a single cell, the character of our lives is determined not by our genes, but by our responses to our environment. The more regularly you meditate, the clearer you start to see yourself interacting with your environment. It gives you the perspective of the observer, and then your experience shifts from, I am drowning in the storm, to, oh, I can see that I feel like I'm drowning in a storm. Just this simple shift in awareness brings about a completely different chemical environment in your body, creating this space for both mental and physical health. Every shift in mindset, from worry to wonder, sends ripples through your cells, altering your biochemistry in real time. How often can you shift yourself from worry to wonder? And do you understand that every time you do that, your whole chemistry shifts along with that? So if you're ready, let's dive into this journey today. The whole, or as much as we can, chemical process of what happens when you close your eyes and you start to breathe. Here we go. We'll do the first few big breaths together. Take a deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. A deep inhale let it go. Deep breath in and out. One more big breath in and let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And then as you exhale, turn it around. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. Continue your own full body breathing, rising with every inhale and falling with every exhale. As I talk you through some of the body processes happening right now. It is like your brain and your heart is listening to your breathing so that they know how to respond. And our body has learned that the luxury of a slow exhale means safety. There is no actual dangerous situation in which your body is able to breathe really slowly. If you are able to exhale long and slow, it's a very clear signal to your body that there is no danger, no physical danger. And as you make sure, you bring your attention to long, slow, softening exhale. Your heartbeat slows down and your brain waves become lower. And if you add to that a physical softening with every exhale, you are touching the nervous system of the rest of your body by muscles physically relaxing. Slow exhale, slow heartbeat, low brain waves, soft muscles. The communication is clear. There is no danger here. How does the biochemistry in your body change? What is the effect on every cell? When cells go from the fear of death to there is no danger. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down into as much comfort as possible for the rest of our journey. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward and roll out your neck muscles. Going forward and to the left, forward and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards in big, slow circles. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. See if you can tilt your head to the left as you tilt your hips to the right, curving your spine into an S from your head down to your tailbone, and then switch sides. See if you can do that on the other side too. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch or move or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, as much as we are able to at least, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. If you don't have the time to sit for the whole meditation with us, then this is a really good place to stop. However, if you are here for the whole journey, then with every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, Make it the longest, slowest exhale that you can. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body and feel how softness settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling, your body slowly softening, and feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation. It invites you to turn inwards and follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath. But hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, make sure you fill the balloon in your belly as much as possible. Really feel what it feels like to hold the air inside. Take your next big breath. Continue with your own breathing rhythm of taking deep breaths, filling the balloon in your belly, holding your breath for as long as it feels comfortable, and slow exhale on your own time while I talk you through some of the other processes happening. It is worth to spend a moment on this idea of filling up the balloon in your belly. Of course, that's not really how it works. The air flows in through our nose, down our throats, into our lungs, filling our chests. However, there is a sense of our belly being filled as well, even though, of course, the air does not travel there. Picture your lungs hanging in a cage, your rib cage, of course. And your lungs don't have muscles. Your lungs don't open and close by muscles facilitating that. The biggest muscle in your respiratory system is the floor of this cage. Underneath your lungs, this cage has a floor with a very thick muscle called your diaphragm. When you breathe with your belly and feel your belly fold like a balloon, it is because your diaphragm drops into your abdomen, and that pulls open your lungs, draws air in by the vacuum it creates in your rib cage. So as you do it again, as you take a deep breath and fill up the balloon in your belly, imagine you could see that muscle underneath your lungs drop into your belly. And that's what makes your belly rise and feel like it's your belly filling up as you take a deep breath. Take your next big breath. Belly breaths are really important for a few reasons. When you're breathing through your belly, you're giving your diaphragm maximum space to drop down lower and your lungs to fill up fuller. Deep belly breaths make sure that you inhale more air at a time. Take your next big breath. We started this meditation by saying, In our evolution, the luxury of a slow exhale has been understood as safety. We can reverse that and say, when we are breathing more shallowly, not through our belly, but more with only chest expansion. If it's only your rib cage trying to expand sideways as you inhale and contract as you exhale, you breathe more shallowly and faster. That is also correlated with dangerous situations, running away from a predator, shallow, fast breaths. And if you change your breathing to shallow, fast chest breathing, then your nervous system follows. You switch on your survival nervous system when you start breathing shallower through your chest. Take your next big breath. The thickest nerve in your body, called the vagus nerve, runs from your brainstem through your torso, meandering in a zigzag pattern, touching all of your major organs as it descends down through your body. This thick nerve runs through your diaphragm, the muscle at the bottom of your rib cage. When you breathe through your belly, when you make that muscle work, your diaphragm massages this vagus nerve. And every time your vagus nerve gets this massage from your diaphragm, it switches on your calm nervous system. It is the biggest trigger for a calm nervous system. It switches you from sympathetic to parasympathetic. Every time you take slow, deep belly breaths, you are physically changing gears, going from fight or flight to calm. Take your next big breath. And then every breath hold puts a sustained pressure on your vagus nerve from your diaphragm. This is called a vagal maneuver. There are many other different ways of doing a vagal maneuver, but a breath hold is the simplest way. It puts sustained pressure on the nerve. Now, it is true that when we're not good at breath holds yet, our body could go into a panic because of a lack of breathing. But here's what makes breath holds magical. When we overcome that, when we become better at breath holds, when we become better at teaching our bodies not to panic, then the sustained pressure from a breath hold on your vagus nerve brings you into a deeper, calm space. The better you get at breath holds, and the longer you can do them while remaining calm, the more calm you bring to your body. Take your next big breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath-holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it the longest, slowest exhale possible. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness to settle in your body and to feel it settle in every cell of your body. One more big breath in and hold. As you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. We'll do a thought experiment. It'll be an experiment about your thoughts. While you continue breathing easily, just imagine for a moment that someone is cutting on a cutting board in front of you, cutting a piece of fruit. Your eyes are closed. You don't know what it is, but you're willing to play along in this experiment, and you know that after they cut a piece of fruit, they're going to ask you to open your mouth and place it in your mouth for you to bite down on. You can hear the board, the knife cutting through the fruit. A small piece has been cut off. You are asked to open your mouth. The fruit gets placed on your tongue, and as you bite down, it is a slice of lemon that you're biting into. Juice exploding over your tongue, running through your bottom teeth and down your throat. What happens in real time in your mouth as you imagine biting down on a slice of lemon? You can feel the chemical changes, can't you? It takes nothing more than a thought to produce a very real chemical reaction in your mouth and body. Is this restricted to thinking about biting into a lemon? Or is this just a very easily observable change in chemistry? The truth is, whether we can feel it or not, every thought in our brain has a corresponding chemistry in our body. The perception of your mind is always reflected in the chemistry of your body. From one thought to the next thought, the chemistry in every cell of your body is adjusted. This means that you can literally change the fate of the cells by changing your thinking. Our job, because we are human storytelling machines, more than any other organism on this planet, our brains have the ability for story. Our jobs is to be conscious about the stories we tell ourselves, and to tell ourselves the most empowering story about everything we experience. We have a choice in the moment of whether our story is one of a victim, where we have no agency, we can't make any changes, to the story of empowerment. And it starts with this simple change. It doesn't matter what my environment does. And there are many things in my environment I cannot control. But I realize that I have control over the chemical response in my body. My job is to tell myself the most empowering story about everything that happens. And it might be as simple as realizing that I feel like I'm drowning in a storm. And then taking a step back and telling myself that that's not quite true. I can see that I feel like I'm drowning in a storm. But that is seeing from a completely different place. Are you telling yourself the most empowering story about everything that happens? You'll have a completely different body chemistry if you do. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this amazing body. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for slowly learning more and more about the operations of this vehicle. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning about what these buttons and those levers do, how to affect a change inside this organism. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for becoming a better operator of this vehicle. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. I think the most important part of this is realizing how huge effect it has on our bodies, how we see these bodies, what you see when you look in the mirror, how you feel about what you see creates the state that this body is constantly in. If you're always troubled by what you see, if you're always disgusted by what you see, that is the chemistry you're creating in every cell of your body. You have to do the work to tell yourself a more empowering story. At the most basic level, you have to do the work to get to a place that where you can look at yourself in the mirror and feel the love that you have for you in every cell of your body. Can you imagine the change in chemistry? Good morning, Michelle. Thank you. Thank you, Sunmari. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Nella. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Maggie. And whoever else might be on the journey today. Have a beautiful day. And practice telling yourself the most empowering story you can in every situation. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.